Barack Obama made history last night by sealing the presidential Democratic nomination to become the first African-American nominee of a major party in the United States. Obama clinched the win after a wave of more than 70 uncommitted superdelegates announced their support Tuesday, pushing his total over the threshold of the 2,118 delegates needed to secure the Democratic nomination at the party's convention in August. Obama won Tuesday's primary in Montana. Hillary Clinton captured South Dakota in the last 2 of 57 nominating contests. Obama's win followed one of the closest and longest nomination fights in recent history. The 16-month primary campaign broke records on several fronts, including the number of voters who participated, the amount of money raised, and the length of the race. Hillary Clinton, who would have been the first woman nominee in U.S. history, did not concede last night and said she would consult with party leaders and supporters to determine her next move. After securing the nomination, Obama spoke to more than 17,000 people, cheering supporters in St. Paul, Minnesota. Senator Obama is the presumptive Democratic presidential nominee. Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton spoke in New York. We're going to turn right now to Ron Walters. He's the director of the African American Leadership Institute at the University of Maryland, author of many books, his most recent, Freedom's Not Enough, Black Voters, Black Candidates in American Presidential Politics. Professor Walters is also the chair of the advisory committee of the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation and was the deputy campaign manager of Jesse Jackson's 1984 and 1988 presidential campaigns. We welcome you to Democracy Now!
Good to be with you, Amy.
It's great to have you with us. Your thoughts on this historic day?
Well, I think, first of all, it certainly said a number of things about the capacity of Barack Obama to pull this off. In terms of his personal characteristics of being able to articulate a vision of change, being able to put together an organization that was just superior to everybody else's organization. But I think most importantly, what it says is that the American people won, because they were the ones that were the wind beneath his wings in terms of pushing him in the direction of change. We saw in the 2006 election cycle that American people changed the composition of the Congress from Republican control to Democratic control. Since then, they've said in special elections in Mississippi, Illinois, Louisiana, we want change. And he was prescient enough to put together a campaign around that theme and the ability to articulate it, and caught everyone else flat-footed. And so I think that that's the reason why he's where he is, not necessarily because he's an African American, and I don't know how much it says about race in this country, but certainly I think in terms of the way in which this was managed, he managed change throughout this campaign. I think he's arrived at this moment.
Let's go to some of what Senator Barack Obama had to say last night in St. Paul. Well, 20,000 people packed inside the place where the Republican National Convention will be. Outside, there were well over 10,000 people as well. This is Barack Obama.
Tonight, Minnesota, after 54 hard-fought contests, our primary season has finally come to an end. Sixteen months have passed since we first stood together on the steps of the old state capitol in Springfield, Illinois. Thousands of miles have been traveled. Millions of voices have been heard. And because of what you said, because you decided that change must come to Washington, because you believed that this year must be different than all the rest, because you chose to listen not to your doubts or your fears, but to your greatest hopes and highest aspirations. Tonight we mark the end of one historic journey with the beginning of another. A journey that will bring a new and better day to America. Because of you, tonight I can stand here and say that I will be the Democratic nominee for the President of the United States of America. America, this is our moment. This is our time. Our time to turn the page on the policies of the past. Our time to bring new energy and new ideas to the challenges we face. Our time to offer a new direction for this country that we love. The journey will be difficult. The road will be long. I face this challenge with profound humility and knowledge of my own limitations. But I also face it with limitless faith in the capacity of the American people. Because if we are willing to work for it and fight for it and believe in it, then I am absolutely certain that generations from now, we will be able to look back and tell our children that this was the moment when we began to provide care for the sick and good jobs to the jobless. This was the moment when the rise of the oceans began to slow and our planet began to heal. This was the moment when we ended a war and secured our nation image as the last best hope on earth. This was the moment, this was the time when we came together to remake this great nation so that it may always reflect our very best selves and our highest ideals. Thank you, Minnesota. God bless you. God bless the United States of America.
Barack Obama. Ron Walters, one of the things that Barack Obama said in his speech is John McCain has spent a lot of time talking about trips to Iraq in the last few weeks. You know, he was questioning when was the last time Barack Obama had been in Iraq. And Obama said maybe if he spent time taking trips to the cities and towns that have been hardest hit by the economy, cities in Michigan, Ohio, and Minnesota, he'd understand the change people are looking for. What about the Barack Obama shift from Hillary Clinton praising her to taking on McCain?
Well, I think it's going to be a formidable task, and he cannot allow John McCain to dictate the terms of the discussion and the competition that they are going to face, because there are significant differences all along the line in foreign and domestic policy. And I think that if you look at the indicators, it looks as though Democrats are poised to be favored by the American people. So he should not give that advantage away.
I wanted to turn now to Hillary Rodham Clinton. She did not concede defeat last night at Baruch College.
The millions of quiet moments in thousands of places, you asked yourself a simple question: who will be the strongest candidate and the strongest president? The White House and take charge as Commander-in-Chief and lead our country to better tomorrows. People in all 50 states, the District of Columbia, Puerto Rico, and the territories all had a chance to make your voices heard. And on Election Day after Election Day, you came out in record numbers to cast your ballots. Nearly 18 million of you cast your votes for our campaign, carrying the popular vote with more votes than any primary candidate in history.
Professor Walters, Hillary Clinton made a very big deal of representing 18 million voters, not saying she is ending her run for the presidency, and saying she did not want them to be invisible. Your response?
Well, in 1984 and 88, we had some difficulty because Reverend Jackson wanted to bargain after both of those campaigns. And neither did Mondale or Dukakis in 88 understand that. They wanted us to sort of go away and sit in a corner. We said that